You know when a tournament really gets rolling, that's when the defending champion hits the floor. That's happening right now as the LSU Tigers and their tremendous offense face Rice in round 1 in the Albany 2 bracket here in Baton Rouge. The SEC Player of the Year and an All-American. She said, we're not scared. We're not scared of South Carolina. We're not scared of anybody. People should be scared of them. And we are underway as LSU wins the opening tip. And Reese gets her first touch. She'll swoop in, but can't get it to go. And again, Rice, the Owls are not an offensive powerhouse. They score about 67 a game and shoot just 40%. So they're going to have the defensive game of their season and then some.
Well, and for Rice, they feed off their defense. So as the defense goes today, and it's important that their big post player, Susan Villicat, stays on the floor.
Burrow up ahead after the turnover, had to track it down. Fires a tough angle shot, but that won't drop. They'll get the second effort. Van Lith, the 5'9" grad. Here's Williams, and swishes that in. And I know how fond you are of her game, Michaela Williams.
Absolutely. Just can create her shot at any level on the floor. And if you're an LSU fan, it's nice to see Michaela Williams back in the starting lineup.
SEC Freshman of the Year. Long miss there by Klazak, the 5'8" junior. And immediately LSU on the other end with a long three for Williams that won't fall, but she does make 37%. You're right, she played very little in the SEC tournament down the stretch as she was banged up. Reese with a rebound.
Yeah, absolutely. Williams missed 3 games. It was really precautionary. Her foot was a little bit sore, and Kim Mulkey said, knowing postseason was ahead of us, wanted to make sure her starting forward was ready to go.
Way downtown, Johnson will knock that home. Flau'jae Johnson, 5'10" sophomore, to make it 5-0 in a blink of an eye. LSU, the number 3 seed, playing in front of a packed house as always. Every season ticket sold out all year. Klazak on the baseline, and another loose ball.
And Rice has to take care of the ball. They can't give LSU easy run-out opportunities in transition.
Fisher front rimming the triple. Johnson with a quick step. Got it up there off the window. That won't drop. And now foul here against Rice. Kim Mulkey, 23rd year as head coach. He's staggeringly successful. Mulkey has won 4 national titles as a head coach, 3 more as a player or an assistant, plus an Olympic gold medal. But we are, I think, devastated by the fact that she's really toned down the outfit today. The national championship banner up there. So that will send Anissa Morrow to the line. 17 points, 10 rebounds a game. The DePaul transfer has had an outstanding year. Man, is she excited about playing in the NCAA tournament.
That's what's remarkable, that this is her first ever NCAA appearance. All-American at DePaul, but they were never able to get to the big dance.
We asked her about it yesterday. She said she is revved up. And watching what Angel Reese did last year, where she elevated to superstar status because of what she did in the NCAA tournament. Particularly excited. Those two are quite a 1-2 punch. Downstairs, underneath, and finally, and Gulafak makes it a basket for Rice in their first points.
And I'll just say to America, if you have not seen Susie Gulafak play, anticipate a lot. This young lady, quick footwork, great ball IQ. Her angles are spectacular. I'm eager to see the battle between her and Reese here this afternoon.
6'3". Morrow will let fly. And on the opposite side, knocked out of the hands of Angel Reese. Lindsay Edmonds, her 3rd year at the helm for Rice. She reached 50 wins in her first 81 games at Rice. That's the fastest they've ever had a coach get to 50.
And Dave, you asked her yesterday if she was expecting this kind of success this season. And I loved her response. She said, yeah, I knew we would be good. It just took us a while because of injuries to put it all together, and we're playing our best ball right now.
In their last 3 conference tournament games, they won them all. They scored 61, 60, and 61. Again, they won them all despite the low point totals. So you know they do with D. Gooden getting it downstairs. Gulafak can't hit it. Haley Van Lith comes out of there. She has another year left if she wants it. On the move, Johnson gets it underneath, but that's going to be a charge. Offensive here against LSU. And it'll go against Johnson, her first.
Well, Dave, we talked about how good this Rice team is defensively, and it is because they are connected, they rotate, they stay in place.
Boy, is this fan base locked in. Last year, Poa coming into the game for the first time after suffering a concussion in the SEC tournament semifinals. She had to watch the championship game from the team hotel. She gets a block immediately here. But they're so locked into their team and so fond of this group. She got a standing ovation when she entered the game.
Well, last year, Poa sent out a message last week early saying, I'm okay, I want to get back with my team. And then she sent out a message just late this week saying, thank you to the fans for all your love and support. To your point, Dave, this is a community of fans and family here at LSU.
No question about it. They love this team. Fisher lets fly, but too strong. Angel Reese with a rebound. She gets 13 a game along with 19 points. Van Lith over the top. A little fight for that between Morrow and Reese, and it didn't get to anybody in the end.
Well, that was a miscue because you have both bigs running the same lane in transition. I think Haley Van Lith was leading that tomorrow, but Reese was running so hard she got in the way.
3 consecutive turnovers for the Tigers. Reigning national champs on the floor for the first time in this tournament. Gooden gets it outside, and that's a triple by Jackson. Actually, they're going to call it a 2. Destiny Jackson, who averages 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Van Lith with a pull-up. Can't hit it. And Reese will draw the foul. Of course, it was a big story when she missed 4.5 games earlier this season. It was one of the lead items on SportsCenter when she finally did return after that break. And since then, she's been tremendous.
I think she grew up a lot from that 4-game absence, and she's been better. I think her decision-making on the floor has been better. Her leadership has stepped up, and she's just been the leader that I think Kim Mulkey has wanted her to be.
Van Lith stepping into the lane. Can't hit it. LSU, a powerful scoring machine. Number 2 nationally in scoring in paint points, second chance points. They get 87 a game, and they get to the foul line.
Absolutely. And we know about the offense, we know about the rebounding, but where I've seen the most improvement since the month of February has been the defensive end. You've had a team that's very much connected and locked in to that end of the floor.
And Gulifak not backing down at all, the junior, with another basket to make this a 1-point game. Reese has a good look. Too strong. Second chance here. Morrow on the spin. Went right into a wall and gave it away. So Rice has an opportunity to grab an early lead here. Left open for the jumper. That's off the iron and no good for Jackson. And a whistle with 4:26 to go in the first. So LSU by 1. It's straight. And the first in school history of the 2023 National Championship, looking to repeat. Looking to become the first back-to-back champ since UConn won 3 in a row. Van Lith gets a real good look and swishes in a 3-pointer. Well, as fate would have it, the big headline coming off Selection Sunday was Haley Van Lith, would she face Louisville, where she started at, of course, transferred from after 3 great years there. That is not going to happen. Louisville has been eliminated by Middle Tennessee in a thriller earlier today. Meanwhile, Rice hanging around here in the opening quarter, although they're being seriously out-rebounded, especially in the offensive glass. And a turnover here. That one kicks free to Van Lith. So LSU looking to build on a 10-6 lead. LSU already with 5 offensive rebounds.
And Haley Van Lith with 2 of those.
Loose ball and a great job on the theft, but it goes right back to Van Lith up top, but no. Leah Fisher went down on her back after stealing that, but threw it away.
Well, out of the timeout, the Owls come out into a 1-3-1, and LSU worked on this a lot yesterday. They were focused on diagonal passing. That time, Del Rosario finds Haley Van Lith, spotted up for three. And this is a Rice team that runs a lot of sets in the half court. I'm eager to see as this game goes on how LSU takes them out of their sets and makes them have to create off the bounce.
Whistle at 2:59 to go in the quarter. Angel Reese is going to come back on the floor for LSU. And Michaela Williams as well. Del Rosario will step aside, the 6'6" freshman. Just picked up foul number 1, and Van Lith will get a breather 2.
Well, and this is the LSU that we've been accustomed, the team that we've been accustomed to seeing. Del Rosario being the first post off the bench, Poa being the first guard off the bench. They were really limited in Greenville in the SEC tournament because with no Michaela Williams, that shortened the bench. Then Poa went out with injury. That definitely shortened the bench, and LSU had to go really big with their lineups with 3 posts.
Right, wound up against South Carolina again, lost that game. 2 close losses to South Carolina. The undefeated number 1. And that's going to be a travel on Fisher as she dragged the foot. And yet LSU showed a lot of grit and a lot of resiliency in losing 79-72. They made a close game.
Well, I'll go back to their first matchup here in the PMAC. I thought it was the greatest night for women's basketball this season. And I can't say enough about what the rivalry has become between LSU and South Carolina. There's a lot of fans that would love that rematch.
That was one of the great games in basketball, period, this year.
Amen.
Anywhere. Whistle here, 2:40 left. The crowd was just magnificent. The energy, the excitement in this building. That's going to be foul number 2 on Destiny Jackson of Rice. And that's big. Their point guard in trouble.
And as she goes, so goes this team. She and Fisher, the 2 leaders on this Owls ball club. That's a big blow. And so you see the 1-3-1 again. This is what Coach Edmonds said yesterday. We may have to go to it, 1, for defense, but more importantly, to protect our players and avoid foul trouble.
Poa looking for Williams there, throws it away. 5 turnovers for the Tigers. So for them, a bit of a sloppy start.
I think it's rust. I mean, they've been off almost 2 weeks now. They played in the SEC championship Sunday and a half ago. So, and again, it's the first time they've had their full arsenal in 7 games. So they're learning to play together again. Gooden with a tough shot. That won't go. Reese is going to drag the foot and travel. So yeah, it's definitely looking rusty early on for the Tigers. Again, the season is the number 1 team in the country. And among the only 5 losses, 2 to unbeaten South Carolina in January. That game we were talking about. And then the SEC championship game. LSU 3 for 12, shooting at 6 turnovers so far. Picked off. A steal by Del Rosario. Del Rosario at 6'6" and a big target on the post. And you can't say enough about how Del Rosario has transformed her body. Was injured throughout the preseason, just started practicing in October, and I'm going to say she's lost about 30+ pounds and gotten herself in the best shape of her life. Owens Barnett should have gone in for the lay-in. Instead, turned it over right back to Fisher. Turnover fest here early on, and that's going to be thrown away and right back over to LSU. So LSU with a 10-6 advantage, but 8 turnovers. It's not sharp by any means. And both coaches, after that whole frenzy, looked at their teams and said, slow down, calm down. I just want LSU now to get into the half-court offense and look to execute. They don't need to score quick, but look to get a high percentage look. LSU with 4 consecutive turnovers. Rice has 3. Reese not there for her. The Gulafak with the rebound. She was named to the AAC All-Tournament team, the American Athletic Conference. Rice was a 10 seed when they won that tournament. On the scoop, that won't drop for Gooden. Another scrap for the rebound, and it'll stay on this end with 1:05 left in the quarter. Dave, you're right. 4 games, 4 days for Rice. They defeated 2 teams who had tied for first place in the American en route to cutting down the nets. Lindsay Edmonds, who has her daughters, the 3 daughters around her all the time in practice, and it's really a wonderful thing
to see. She wants very much to be a role model and to show other young women, you know, you can be a mom and a great professional as well. And on the scoop, it's Johnson to lay it in. LSU hoping in the final seconds of this first quarter they can get some rhythm offensively.
Well, and that's the young lady who I think has improved the most from last year to this year, and that is Flau'jae Johnson. She's become the lockdown defender for them on this end of the floor. Her offense has been elevated. She's really stepped up her game in all facets.
She has to guard the other team's best player, too, on top of some offensive responsibilities. 5 to get up a shot here for Rice. Owens-Barnett lets that one fly, but it won't drop. Angel Reese picking up the rebound. Rice being held to 6 points. Last seconds of the quarter with a shot clock off. Haley Van Lith will give it up. Here's Johnson. Got to get a shot in the air. Fires it up there and short. That's the end of the first quarter. LSU looking like they have had extended time off. Could face Iowa come, what, the Elite Eight? And possibly a rematch there in what was one of the most watched games in sports all last year in anything.
That's the way it should be, Dave. It's women's basketball.
Indeed. On this one, both teams with a season low in points in the first quarter. So here's hoping that improves. Morrow at the tie-up. She stayed home. Terrific job defensively. Now kickball. In the opening seconds of the second quarter. And it'll be LSU's ball.
And that's an element. We talk about Anisha Morrow's offense and a rebound, but her defense is also so good. Kim Mulkey has said she has never coached a post player before with such quick feet. Helps her so much on the perimeter and especially in screen on the ball defense.
Johnson can't hit the jumper, but another whistle. And a foul with 9:20 left before halftime. Rice hoping to draw inspiration from the upset on the men's side last night when the 14 seed, just like them, Oakland, shocked the number 3 seed Kentucky and sent them home. Letting fly and nicking the rim. Buchanevich, who is out of State College, Pennsylvania. That's going to be a travel. Last here, Poa. Another turnover. 9 already for LSU.
9 turnovers, 12 points. Rice, 6 points, 7 turnovers. I guarantee you right now, neither head coach is very happy.
Right. Can we just start over?
I say let's just do the Etch-a-Sketch and shake it up and let's go.
Shake it up.
There are young people out there who have no idea what I just said.
That's right. You're sitting next to somebody who did that an awful lot. The Etch-a-Sketch. That's going to be knocked down. Buchanevich with a good shooting touch there. She hit 7 threes in a game against St. Mary's.
I mean, she leads the Owls with the most three-pointers made this season, so not surprised with that at all.
She gone 6 minutes without scoring. A block there by Fisher and a whistle before that. That'll go against LSU. And a foul on Haley Van Lith.
Well, this is just drive and kick. It starts by Fisher getting downhill. That pulled the defender who was on Buchanevich, and she knocked down the 3.
Van Lith with a second foul. Heads to the bench. Long 3, and that will clang away by Owens-Barnett. She's a very capable scorer. Hit 21 in a game against South Florida. Angel Reese doubled up and traveling. Wow.
And this is what you're seeing. Anytime the ball's going in the paint, the Owls are collapsing. There's not much space. That's why I really think it's important for LSU to focus on spacing in the half court right now. The second thing, stop taking the shots that Rice wants you to take. They're settling versus working to get high percentage looks.
LSU's 3 consecutive turnovers. Fisher got it. Nice touch from 3. Leah Fisher, named the AAC Tournament MVP, comes in at 13 points a game. It's a mini 6-0 run to tie the game. And another foul. Back to the Fisher triple.
Well, Malia Fisher just screening pops, and this is what Rice does. When they get the ball movement going, they get the open looks, and we're seeing them, well, for both teams, when they're not turning the ball over, they've been able to get some decent looks.
Malia Fisher's mom played at Middle Tennessee, with this hour celebrating a huge win over Louisville earlier today on this court.
And the Owls back to the 1-3-1.
Morrow fighting her way through a double, lays it up and in, so strong. Anissa Morrow came in averaging 17 and 10. She gives LSU 2 players with 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. Angel Reese the other. Well, you have 2 players on your roster who put up those kind of numbers. Rattle home. Malia Fisher. You're getting a look at why she was her conference tournament MVP.
I talked to another coach in the American, and they just said she is so tough. She's difficult to match up with because it doesn't matter what you do, she's going to find a way.
Speaking of which, Anissa Morrow with another one, a junior out of Chicago. Give her 6. She's starting to heat up. LSU trying to find some flow here and hold on to the basketball. Owens Barnett, long one. Tigers looking for their 29th win of the season. Last year pulling close. Tough rebound and a foul, as Angel Reese will be going to the line. She had been playing on a tender ankle back during the SEC tournament. Foul goes on Fisher.
Well, the fact about Anissa Morrow is this: it's not if, but when she gets going, because she can score in so many different ways. Puts it on the floor. This time a little bit of a step back to knock down the jumper.
Angel came into March Madness on a string of 12 consecutive double-doubles. And has 8 rebounds already. Smooth at the line. She makes 73%. Her second year in a row leading the SEC in scoring and rebounding. Jackson back on the floor. Some early foul trouble for that point guard. And that's going to be a foul on LSU. Del Rosario picking up number 2 on a reach.
Kim Mulkey not happy at all with the defensive footwork there by Del Rosario. Wanted her to just wall up there instead of reaching around and drawing that foul. And so Morrow's coming back into the game.
Rice out of the American Athletic Conference. Playing East Carolina, Temple, Tulsa, FAU. And won their conference tournament and the automatic bid. It's going to be short by Klazak. Rebounded away by Angel Reese. And she will bring it up.
Klazak's another player for the Owls that needs to get going. She was really big in all 4 wins in the American tournament for the Owls.
Pull up Pop Williams. Yes, so smooth. The 2-pointer. The 2-time Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year who decided to stay home. Down the lane. And Gulafek for 2.
The more film I watched on the Gulafek, the more impressed I was. This young lady is so deceptively quick.
And close off the window for Morrow, where she can get on a run and just be unstoppable. LSU now getting into that rhythm we were talking about. They've scored on their last 5 possessions.
Well, right now it's a matchup issue for the Owls with Morrow because they've got Reese on the big. So that leaves Morrow one-on-one with an undersized post.
Williams on the dribble, around the back. And up and in, and a whistle too. Count that. 4:30 to go here before halftime, and LSU has come to life. Anissa's going 8 of the last 12 points for LSU. She's already in the double figures with 10. And she will be at the line to look to add to that. Angel Reese, by the way, with 9 rebounds already. Rice, to their credit, still hanging in there. I know it's 4.5 minutes to go before halftime, but a lot of people were looking at this game like it might be 25, 30 points pretty quickly, but that's not the case with Rice.
We watched him practice yesterday. There was no fear. Lindsay Edmonds saying to her team, we've never just shown up for a game and happy to be there. You are here to win a game.
The team has heard that. Jackson off to Klazak, who lifts a long one and hits it. She's their best three-point shooter at 41%. That ends a 10-2 run.
I mean, it's kind of surprising because Poa almost dared her to shoot that.
— 24-19 the score.
Again, Rice in the 1-3-1.
Poa with an answer. Last here, Poa knocks it down. Now the Tigers are looking more like the Tigers, aren't they?
Absolutely, and very clear who the fan favorite is here in the PMAC this afternoon.
LSU has scored on their last 7 possessions after a very choppy start. Trying to slow down Angel Reese. And Gulafak will commit the personal.
Dave, I think it was Psalm 33.
Yeah, we'll go against Psalm. Yeah, the 6'4" senior. And that's her first.
And Lindsay Edmonds going back with Jackson, getting her in the game.
Foul speed and in heavy traffic, a foul here against the Owls. Janae Kent went inside the paint looking for the ball. .317 to go here before the half. And so that'll be Kent at the line, who just got a first career start in the SEC championship game because of a depleted roster. And for the freshman, foul shooting, something she needs work on, 53%. Is that one to rattle home? And for the 4th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. So 28-19 LSU. Rice, the 14 seed, knocked away, and the steal by Johnson. Did a great job getting to it before anybody else, too.
And that's just great scouting by LSU, but yet another turnover that allows Rice to get out and run.
Son with the pick. Klazak way downtown, will sink it. Well, you give her a little opening. She's going to nail it.
Well, that's why I said she needed to get going, because as she can get the threes off, it opens some things up inside, and more importantly, with every made basket, allows Rice to get it into this 1-3-1 defense.
Johnson's pass thrown away. Klazak again, going one-on-one. Poa with the deflection and knocked it out, but refused to give ground there, and a big block.
Anything last year Poa does right now brings these Tigers so much enjoyment. They're just happy to see her back on the floor. This time it's the defensive stand with the block.
So Morrow back on. 2:30 to go in the second. Jackson running the offense. Destiny Jackson in her 5th year.
And Rice does a lot of entry into the high post, and that's why I was saying earlier, LSU's done a really good job in terms of the scout.
Last year, Poa stepped in and got the steal. There have been a ton of turnovers, really, for both teams here in the first half. But great ball movement. Reese couldn't finish it, though.
I was surprised Morrow came out of the paint area. She had Destiny Jackson on her. She had the mismatch with set being on ball screen. It was a beautiful pass to Reese off of the roll.
Klazak looking for that baseline. Got way down low, and a whistle, and she will turn it over.
Really good defense by Flau'jae Johnson there.
28-22. Kim Mulkey hoping this is simply a case of a lot of rust having not played in a long time, couple weeks.
Well, Haley Van Lith's been on the bench the majority of this quarter for those 2 fouls.
Misfire here. Williams, that one goes out with 1:30 before halftime.
I'm just going to take a guess based on Kim Mulkey's face. She was not happy with that shot whatsoever. And I go back to take the shot that's good for your team, not the easy shot. And that's what LSU's been settling for so far this first half.
Son looking for a guard. Finally gets it to Jackson.
Great defense by Poa.
Out of the trap. They got it underneath in any event, and Son will finish that. So 28-24, the number 14 seed, very much alive, under a minute to go before they head to the locker room, and only a 4-point game. Poa with a triple, way short. Reese going for the save. And again looking for a save. Williams did a terrific job there, but the shot clock is down to 5. And a whistle. As Angel Reese went sprawling on the baseline. 38.7 seconds remaining in the quarter. And Haley Adams will pick up the foul. And will send Angel Reese to the line. And drops in number 1. The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship first round continues today on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For more information on tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. The All-American with her second and made the pair. She has 4, but also 11 rebounds already.
Kim Mulkey imploring Poa to get up and get a little bit more ball pressure.
It would be Destiny Jackson with the ball, the point guard for the Owls. About 8-second difference between the game and shot clock. Jackson on the move.
Great defense by Poa, not letting her use the high on ball screen.
Plays that, can't get off a 3, flips it in. Just tossed it up there with the shot clock going down. And made it. Poa with the heave. Had more time to get across midcourt. But how about this score? LSU only by 3 over the number 14 seed. Emily Klezak with an absolute prayer here. Just flipped it up there. Well, the shot clock winding down.
The 5th made 3 is the biggest of the half for Rice. Momentum shifting to the Owls as we head to halftime. So at the break, LSU, they've been a turnover factory. They lead by only 3 over Rice. Let's get it to the studio. Here's El Duncan. 14 seed, at least to this point. And this is where I'll go back to for LSU. Get the ball inside. That's your strength. Stop taking the shots that Rice wants you to take.
So the Tigers open up the second half of the basketball. Williams, little floater that won't fall. And a foul in the opening seconds of the second half to go against Rice.
And they're going to get the foul on Trinity Good in there, who's on the inside positioning, but I think what they're saying is she undercut Reese, and that's why the foul was called against Rice.
That's the call. Her first. Fall away by Morrow, in and out. Again, Rice coming in 19-14. They were the number 10 seed when they won the American Athletic Conference Championship, and with it the automatic bid. Underneath Fisher will lay it in. She sprung free. Aaliyah Fisher with a bucket. And this is a 1-point game. Haley Van Lith sitting for a long stretch of the first half. Good ball movement, and Reese will draw the foul. Angel Reese will be headed the line. Rice has not led in this game.
Well, this was great set play call from the bench for Rice, and it's just knowing LSU's going to try to deny that high post entry pass. Fisher spins, it goes back door. Great pass, great finish.
Foul on Emily Klezak, 5'8" junior with her second. She made that prayer of a 3 with the shot clock winding down in the last seconds of the first half, and then had a priceless reaction just tossed her hands up and said, I have no idea why that went in, but it went in.
Well, you say prayer. As the years go by, it's how he planned it.
That's right. Yeah. That's how you tell the family later about that shot you made in Baton Rouge. She wants to be talking about a mammoth upset when this one is over. Entry pass, trying to get that one inside. And Gulifak will take the foul. Hit by Angel Reese will be foul number 1 on her. And Rice to put it in.
And if you're Rice, this is where you got to steal some points. Out of bounds plays, sideline out of bounds plays, transition.
Well, the foul here on Angel Reese. She's picked up 2 in a heartbeat. The crowd doesn't like that, and neither does Coach Mulkey. This just has not been an artistic success. From the corner, long launch there by Klazak, but a second effort will be up and in. And how about Rice staying right with LSU, just 1 point down.
And credit Fisher for staying with that. And that's the pass that LSU needs to make, that diagonal pass. And that's why they can use their height advantage.
Well, there's LSU crashing the glass. Morrow with the basket to make it 34-31. Destiny Jackson on Van Lith. Gulifak will let fly off to Fisher, and she'll miss the jumper. Another scrap for it on the deck. Possession arrow will keep it right on this end. So Rice will have the ball back to that entry.
Well, and this is where LSU can take advantage of their personnel. They're a little bit taller around the perimeter, so you saw the diagonal pass, and I love that Mara was willing to make the extra pass, and she was rewarded but again with a second chance opportunity.
Klazak thought about a 3. Here's Fisher slamming on the brakes and hits it. Leah Fisher, the Rice top player. She has 11.
6 quick points for Fisher here early in the third quarter.
Here's a feathery touch by Johnson out of the corner. Give her a triple.
Well, and that's open because it started with the dribble penetration. They sink in. That left Flau'jae Johnson open in the corner.
Gooden on the dribble. Not there for her. Van Lith wants to push the tempo. Too far for Johnson. Tried over the shoulder, saved it, but right back over to Fisher. Klazak won't wait, and it spins out. Was in the cylinder. Fisher again cleans it up. And just no back down from Rice at all. They're still within 2.
And Lindsay Edmonds said, we have been playing tough opponents all year. We are ready for the moment.
Fisher. She has been a one-man band. She has all 8 of their points in this quarter.
Smart decision to pull it out.
37-35.
ISO for Jackson to get downhill with her left hand.
Knocked away with 9 on the shot clock. And 6.5 minutes to go in the third. What a frustrating game so far for Kim Mulkey and her team.
It's tough because there's nothing that you can do from an X and O perspective when your team is turning the ball over the way LSU. It's not about the X and O's right now. It's about slowing down and executing.
It's going to be kicked on the entry, so they'll do it again. LSU has turned it over 15 times. So the points off turnovers, a big advantage for Rice. 13-2.
And this is an LSU team that only averages 15 turnovers for an entire ball game on the season.
Jackson to fire it too short. Morrow went for the save. Right to Fisher, though. She'll miss in close. Another rebound for Angel Reese.
And this is where LSU needs to get stops and get out and run in transition.
Oh, what a nifty move there by Johnson. Changing direction in the blink of an eye. She's got 10. That brings this big crowd to life. They've kind of been slumbering all day here. And Gulifak looking for a guard. Destiny Jackson looking to penetrate. Reversing. No.
And this is what LSU needs to do. Only 4 points in transition. This is a team where 25% of their points comes in transition. Johnson,
too strong. Morrow out fighting everybody for the rebound. And she'll draw the foul. She went down hard, too. Lisa Morrow, the first team All-SEC junior. And the foul will go against the Owls.
And Flau'jae Johnson sees a crack in the transition defense and just takes it smoothly to the rim. This is what I love about Flau'jae. Her ability just to hang, her ability to create, her ability to score.
Johnson named second team All-SEC. Still averaged about 20 points a game in the SEC tournament, even though she fought muscle cramps on several occasions. That'll be in and out. Johnson, the 5'10" sophomore, has recorded a deal with Jay-Z's company as a rapper. So you talk about multi-talented.
On cue, I've asked her to do some raps for me before, and she has just laid it out. I mean, not even coolly could I handle that. My mouth just dropped open. I was just in awe.
5-point edge here for LSU. Plays that down on the baseline. Long one coming, and that'll rattle home for Destiny Jackson. So every time you might be starting to count the Rice Owls out, here they come again.
This team is tough.
Over the top. Angel Reese battling, and tied up. They'll win it on a possession arrow. LSU ball. But it remains a tight one here late in the third.
Well, Rice is hanging in because they've been really good from three here in this game. This time, Destiny Jackson knocking down the big one to cut it to 2.
13 points and 5 rebounds for Fisher, the junior from Georgia. He's had a lot of big games this season for Rice. And having another one now in a clutch situation here in March Madness. On the drive right down the lane, Michaela Williams. I'm surprised that LSU hasn't done that a lot more frequently today.
Absolutely. I think they're overthinking the 1-3-1. They're overthinking the baseline out of bounds 2-3 that the Owls are doing. They're just overthinking. They need to get back to just playing and get out and run.
Angel Reese on the move after the pick. Going in strong, hitting the deck, and she'll draw the foul. And she can do as well as anybody. LSU attempting 27 foul shots per game. They shoot more free throws than anyone. She's 0 for 5 from the field. 6 points, all at the line, along with 14 rebounds. Strange game for her.
Absolutely. She's been a little hesitant, I feel like. Even when she's gotten defensive rebounds versus getting out and going, she's paused. Nice to see her get aggressive and take it strong to the rim there.
And a miss on number 1. Rice started out against Kim Mulkey's team 0 for 7 from three-point land. They've gone 6 for 11 since then. That's a major reason they've hung around in this one, 43-38. Rice is yet to attempt the foul shot. A lot of people thought this would be a cakewalk. It has not been. That rolls off the iron by Fisher. Hasn't done much wrong today. Amazing thing is that Rice actually had the advantage after the last time out in paint points, 14-12, over a much bigger opponent in LSU. A catch by Angel Reese. Strong move up to 2. Kim Mulkey's reaction was like, yes. That's what we do. And a reach and a foul against LSU. That'll go on Michaela Williams. 3.5 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, you knew it was a matter of time for Angel Reese. Got a rebound, put back for 2 points. And you just see she's playing with a little bit more pep these last couple of possessions on offense.
Gooden going downstairs and rolling to the basket, and Gulif back for two. And they just won't quit. Williams dumping it downstairs. Back out for her. A long three. Yes. Michaela Williams drills it. LSU back up by 8.
Long entry pass there by Rice. They've got to be careful.
Fisher around and out. And a foul here on Rice. Trying to keep Michaela Williams from bolting. Gooden with the personal. Her second.
And Rice has been shadowing the rebounder, trying to prevent LSU from getting out and running, and that time gets called for the foul.
A great crowd here, as always, at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. And they've gotten more and more boisterous as the game has progressed. 2:39 left in the quarter. Williams to the line, the freshman of the year in the SEC. 78% foul shooter. 4th straight year now, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to NCAA.com. You're home for all 90 NCAA championships. And now a 10-2 run, the largest lead for LSU, up by 10 points. Fisher off to Jackson in the lane, and it's Angel Reese to get there first. Haley Van Lith in transition. Reese getting down the other end, working hard, and she'll draw the foul. So she went end to end.
Well, the offense is starting to get going, and so now you're seeing better defensive pressure by LSU. Got the block, got out and ran.
Foul on Fisher, her third. To put Angel to the line. Angel Reese, not only the SEC Player of the Year and an All-American again, she was all defensive team in the SEC as well.
She's got a lot of feathers in her cap, and she can just beat you in a lot of different ways.
Well, it was this tournament that made her a national sensation last spring. She'll make one of two. So she's got a double-double at 10 and 17. That's 13 straight double-doubles for her. Morrow got a fingertip on that. Rice is able to convert, though, underneath. Jackson with the strike. And 7 points for the point guard.
You know, effort makes up for a lot of things, and that time Destiny Jackson just never gave up on that play, was able to get the 2 points.
That's a travel. Turnovers really plagued Kim's team in the first half. They had 13 in the first half, and 17 now for the first round game here against Rice.
Well, I think one point is that turnover by Morrow just now. It's her first NCAA tournament experience as well. We know that it is, I'm sorry, for Michaela Williams. We know it is for Morrow. So a lot of a big atmosphere for a lot of these players.
Fisher, and a lot of iron, but it rolls away, and there's a whistle underneath. And a foul here with 1:21 left in the third. And that'll go against Gooden of the Rice Owls. Trinity Gooden picks up number 3. So LSU late in the third quarter, opening up a 51-42 lead. Look at the rebounding advantage, 34-17. That should be no surprise, but maybe a bigger surprise that despite getting beat on the boards like that, Rice was able to hang close for so long. Can they continue to do it?
Well, we're starting to see, as LSU takes care of the ball, the league grow. And that's why Rice was able to stay in the game as well, despite the rebounding deficiency, is because LSU kept turning the ball over.
Johnson with a double miss. So that keeps the door open for the Owls. Jackson harassed by Haley Van Lith. Couldn't getting it downstairs. Back out for Jackson to swing for Fisher.
Nice help by Haley Van Lith there.
Shot clock down to 5, and they got a little bit too greedy. And it never got downstairs. Van Lith looking to penetrate and kick. Morrow's open for 3. Last seconds of the third. Malia Fisher, for long stretches, she has kept Rice in it. She can't connect. Rebound tapped around and controlled by Flau'jae Johnson. Johnson, a big collision and a foul. As Malia Fisher reached in and she hit the deck.
Kim Mulkey not happy at all. She was screaming to pull the ball out. She wanted the last shot of the quarter.
That is 4 on Malia Fisher. So the Rice Star in deep trouble. Angel Reese coming off the last 19 seconds, and Fisher going off, trying to protect her. So Lindsay Edmonds gets her back to the bench. And it'll be Johnson at the line for LSU, the number 3 seed, trying to fend off the number 14 seed. Again, a 14 seed has never won in this tournament. LSU, the reigning champs, trying to become the first back-to-back champ since UConn won 3 in a row in 14, 15, and 16. Under 10 seconds. Destiny Jackson, determined on the dribble, got the shot up, and it hung on that iron forever, and that's how the third quarter ends. LSU opening it up at the tail end, 53-42. That's a 13-4 run to end the quarter. Fisher with 13 points, but now 4 fouls. Our Honda Star stories. Morrow with 13 and 6 on the bench right now. And how about Angel Reese with 18 rebounds already? As we begin the fourth quarter, Rice trying to come back and spring a monumental upset. And there's going to be a whistle and a foul against LSU immediately on Michaela Williams, her second. So keep an eye on this. The only defending champion eliminated in the first round of this tournament was Tennessee in 2009. On many things that Rice has to shoot for, trying to come back here. We saw a great comeback. Van Lith with a reach-in foul and yet another one, and her third. But that, I mean, they've just been piling them up. Although amazingly, Rice has not been to the foul line.
Well, here's what I'll say. What I've seen from LSU now, especially starting this quarter, is an increase in their intensity on the defensive end. Unfortunately, 2 fouls have already been created out of it.
8 to get off a shot. Jackson lofts it up too strong. It is loose, but the Rice Owls will give it back over to the LSU Tigers, the number 3 seed, who added the top 2 players in the portal, and Morrow and Van Lith, to an already potent attack as they try and get back to the Final Four. Entry for Reese, getting downstairs low and draws another foul. She's as good as anybody in the country at doing exactly that.
She is 3rd in free throw attempts entering the tournament. She is 7th in free throws made, and she just got physical with that seal, demanded the ball, unfortunately couldn't finish.
Haley Adams, the freshman, with the foul. The All-American would have missed there. She'll have another one coming. 2,000 points, 1,300 rebounds, and counting for Angel. Missed a pair. So Rice still hanging in there.
And now it's time they have to execute on the offensive end. One thing that LSU's done a really good job is they've really tried to sit on Destiny Jackson's left hand. They try to deny the entry passes into the high post, and this is how Rice initiates a lot of their offense.
Van Lith fighting through the screen there. Blazak gives it back to the point guard. Hits it. Jackson with a triple. She has 10. I think a lot of folks are tuning in right now and expected LSU to be playing their subs and to be way out in front in this thing. That's going to go the other way. The Tigers have been turning it over at a maddening rate for them, and Jackson comes up with a big shot.
Absolutely. The difference in the game right now, why Rice is in it. They're making threes, and LSU is consistently turning the ball over. Already 18 turnovers in this game.
And a restless crowd here at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. And a whistle off the ball. And another foul.
And this is where you want to be careful if you're LSU. Already 3 fouls in this quarter. You don't want to start sending Rice to the free throw line.
So Rosario the third for the Tigers. Well, he plays Zach on the baseline.
Too long of an entry pass.
And another foul on the Tigers. Del Rosario, number 4. Tim Mulkey screaming, "No way." So she disputes this hotly.
It's the hook again. We saw it in the first game. Same thing there. Rice got away with that there because that was too long of an entry pass to try to make.
But you agree with the foul?
I do. Because when you're hooked like that, you can't move to go meet a pass.
It's their 4th team foul. Plays that very dangerous beyond the three-point line. Gets it to Jackson. She can certainly hit it too, but they've got to hurry now. It's down to 4 on the shot clock. Jackson kept the dribble. And another foul here against the Rice Owls. Trying to stop Morrow from going to the other end. 53-45 LSU.
I don't mind that foul if I'm Rice because that was going to be 2 points of transition for LSU.
They'll get Haley Adams for that foul. Just an 8-point lead for the number 3 seed in the 4th quarter. Big catch there, but Morrow can't finish it. Reese back up there, following her own miss, and she knocked it out of play. Rice will have it.
I know I should be in awe of Angel Reese having 18 rebounds, but it's just what I've come to expect from her. She is so good on the glass, and as many games as I've done of hers, it is still remarkable because she is pursuing rebounds at the highest point. She's off the floor before the defense is even trying to check her.
Jackson on Van Lith. That's been an entertaining duel between those two.
You see the switch out there.
Coming up on 7 minutes to go. Jackson with the kick. And another foul. So Flau'jae Johnson with a personal. Look at this foul discrepancy. LSU 16 for 25 at the line. Rice has not attempted one.
Until now.
Till now. And they'll be shooting 2. It'll be Klazak to the line at 75%. But that's with about 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. They finally get to the line. NCAA Women's Championship first round continues tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern on ABC. UConn and Jackson State, followed by Iowa and Holy Cross. ESPN has Kent State squaring off against Notre Dame. And then it's USC and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. By the way, it's been snowing all day in Iowa. And I mean serious snow. Not like flurries.
I don't think we have a cloud in the sky in 75 here in Baton Rouge.
That's right. Pretty good game inside, too, in terms of how close it's been. Van Lith will fire a 2 and knock that down. 55-46. Game 1 today. Middle Tennessee won their 20th consecutive game and knocked Louisville out of the tournament. 71-69, a terrific comeback. They were down 18 in that game.
It shows you that you've got to put 2 halves together, and that's been an issue for Louisville all season, and it finally caught up to them.
6:20 left. LSU moving the ball very well.
Absolutely. If you're going to break a zone, you've got to move it side to side. You want to move it quickly and catch a team in rotation, and that's exactly what LSU did. Big bucket by Van Lith.
Trinity Gooden just picked up her 4th foul. LSU with about 200 more assists than their opponents this year. And right now it's Rice out assisting them, and another turnover on the travel.
Well, Dave, you talked about how is Rice staying in this game. To this point, they have 10 extra shot attempts in the game. Why? 19 turnovers for LSU.
I mean, Rice has had their issues too at 14, but it's amazing watching LSU kick the ball away so often on their home floor. Trying to get that one downstairs. That won't drop. And Gulifek could not get it to go. In transition, Van Lith.
Angel Reese sprinted and was yelling for the ball because she knew she was ahead of her matchup.
Morrow will lay it in, and a great feed, and 1-2. As she goes down. Johnson with a terrific pass in heavy traffic, just threaded the needle. A foul will go on Fisher. That's her 4th. It's actually number 5. She has fouled out. So Fisher has fouled out of the game. That's a giant loss for Rice to lose their top player.
Absolutely, and I'm not sure. I mean, the court vision by Flau'jae Johnson to thread that pass through tomorrow was amazing.
And a whistle. That's going to be a violation on LSU in the lane. So the loss of Malia Fisher, their top player, scorer, rebounder, crucial here in these last 6 minutes for the Rice Owls. They do not have a substitute for her.
No, I mean, she's been so good at creating some mismatch opportunities, creating her own shot.
Buchanevich can't finish on the jumper. 19th rebound for Angel Reese. Van Lith, too strong. Every time you think that LSU has an opportunity to really break away or miss a shot, turn the ball over, it's just been that way today.
And usually Rice has answered with a 3.
And another basket. This one by Destiny Jackson. So they remain within shouting distance. 57-48. Too strong and a foul with 4:49 to go. So LSU with a 57-48 lead have been unable to really shake Rice all day long at home.
Got to get possession somehow, and they've done a pretty good job on the glass.
Angel Reese, 19 rebounds, 6 offensive boards here today. And the first one will drop in. Haley Adams with another one coming. The freshman had a 17.12 rebound game against Tulsa back in February, so she's a very capable scorer. 7-point game.
And you need a player like Haley Adams when you're going to run a 1-3-1. Someone who has the agility that goes baseline to baseline.
Turnover number 20. Off the foot of Van Lith. Unforced turnover. It's their 7th game this season with 20 or more. This one coming in round 1 on their home floor of the NCAA tournament. Adams and Gulifak trying to back down on Reese. Kicks it back out. Shot clock got down to 4, and that's a 3-second violation against Rice, so they'll turn it over. And LSU will go back to the bench. Last year, Poa coming in after a long sit.
I think a lot of that was just because of Haley Van Lith's court vision against that 1-3-1, giving her probably her last blow of the game here.
Rice with turnover issues too, 15 in the game. Williams lines it up, and with a feathery touch, Michaela Williams knocks it home to make it a 10-point lead for the Tigers under 4 to go. Foul on the Tigers, back to the Williams triple.
Michaela Williams is LSU's best 3-point shooter, and she had been struggling coming into that make. It had only been 4:23 coming in, and I think that's why it's a little of the extra hold of the follow-through.
The freshman exploded for 42 points against Kent State in her 4th college game. And everyone said, well, yeah, she was the 2-time Louisiana Gatorade Player of the Year. She was McDonald's and Naismith All-American, but she can play at this level too.
Absolutely. Kim Mulkey says she has not even begun to reach her full potential. I'm really excited to see, like an off-season, how she transforms her body and the improvements in her overall game.
Second chance here now. Long one coming by Klazak. LSU by 9 and the ball. Approaching 3.5 minutes to play. We mentioned snowing in Iowa. It's been snowing hard throughout the day. A gorgeous day here in Baton Rouge with temperatures up around 70. And a big drive by Last-Tier Poa to knock it in. Back from that concussion. And when she came onto the floor for the first time off the bench early in the contest, she got a big standing ovation here. The reach in by Morrow. She freed it up. Angel Reese in transition has it knocked away. They turn it over once more.
Can Rice convert?
Klazak. No. What golden opportunity there on that three-pointer. Reese out in front, can't save it, and they give it away.
Kim Mulkey just throws her hands in the air there because it should have been numbers. It should have been 2, but yet again, it is another turnover. 22 now in the game for LSU.
22 turnovers. That's more than the field goals they have made by 2.
I haven't coached in a number of years, but I can tell you that's never a good stat to have.
And yet, leading 62-51. Jump shot is going to be too strong. Second effort. Buchanevich with a second attempt, and that one she gets a three-pointer. So they just will not quit.
I like their moxie in their practice yesterday. They've showed that today. They believe they can win this game. They haven't been perfect by any means, but they've stayed in it.
Haley Van Lith well short on a wide open jumper. And here with 2 minutes to go, Rice is still kicking. Jackson weaving. A bounce downstairs and a quick strike. And Gulafak with a basket to make it 62-56.
Nice job by Jackson, realizing the mismatch off the switch and fed her post for the 2.
And a timeout, Kim Mulkey. She was furious on the last turnover and the last missed shot. 1:43 to play with 1:43 to go. Look at our game summary. Rice 27 rebounds, LSU 42. Been a huge day on the glass for Angel Reese. With the points off turnovers, Rice well ahead 16-7. Flau'jae Johnson with a pull up at the elbow, knocks it down. 1:29 to go. And the sophomore from Savannah, Georgia, averaging 14 a game, hitting that jumper. Destiny Jackson with the scoop, and yes.
It's a great hesitation just to make the defense pause. She gets the 2, and then she forces the turnover.
How about that? Another LSU turnover. They're all shaking their heads. 23 ties the season high.
I think this little offense-defense substitution here for LSU, getting Last-Tier Poa in the game.
Van Lith will step out. Rice trying to get it in, and they finally do to Adam. To the big. And Gulafak put it down. And a tie-up on the play. And that'll go the other way. That'll be LSU ball. A key turnover for Rice.
And Kim Mulkey yelling at Haley Van Lith to get in the game. And she gets to the table too late.
Approaching 1 minute to go. It has been a battle for LSU.
And I got to believe LSU's going to run this shot clock down.
Last-Tier Poa. Destiny Jackson looking to knock it free. 47 seconds to go. 9 on the shot clock. And another whistle. That was with 8 on the shot clock.
I'm surprised Rice didn't foul sooner.
A lot of time went off there. Jackson with a personal at 3rd. And so last year pulled to the line 85%. You mentioned Lindsey Edmonds, the head coach for Rice, said we're not just showing up to show up. We're trying to win the game. We believe we can compete, and they really have.
I have been nothing but impressed at the fortitude of the Rice Owls this afternoon. So many times LSU went for the knockout punch, and they responded each and every time.
Kim Mulkey will probably have a slightly different take on all the turnovers because a lot of them were unforced.
Absolutely. But I'll also say I'm going to give Rice credit for some of those, though. I thought the 1-3-1 definitely frustrated LSU in the first half.
I agree.
Second half, especially with Haley Van Lith back on the floor, they did a much better job of attacking the half-court zone. Rice calls timeout, advancing the ball. It's an 8-point game right now. Score quick. And this is one thing we saw all 4 teams do yesterday. Work on in-the-game situations, expecting for it to be tight.
Look at a reset here. Each side with 3 timeouts remaining. And, you know, when this bracket came out, the prevailing wisdom was it was a murderer's row. Well, it's starting out that way. It really is. Not that necessarily LSU is going to look at it and say, well, we played a completely terrible game and they're closing in on a victory here on their home floor. But this was a real battle. Louisville went down as the higher seed. You call that an upset at the hands of Middle Tennessee earlier today by 2 points.
I think this is where our game has grown to, though. There are no more assumptions about seeding and who's supposed to win and whatnot. We have more parity in our game than we ever have before.
Completely.
Now can Rice have the biggest upset of the year?
Well, they've got 38.7 seconds to try and pull off a miracle here. Trailing 66-58.
And if you're LSU, you want to force extra pass. Just make them work as much time off the clock as possible.
Lezak gets it into Destiny Jackson. She's got to get going.
Well, they're trying to get Klazak looping back out, but it was well defended.
Underneath Adams, and draws the foul with 28.2. Haley Adams, the freshman out of San Antonio. And pull it back on now for the Tigers. And Michaela Williams to the bench for Kim Mulkey. The defending national champs in a fight today. Adams to the line, 65% shooter. And we'll have another one coming.
You know, if you're LSU, first and foremost, you want to make sure you box out. If there's a miss, you do not want to allow Rice a second chance opportunity.
This to make it a 6-point game. And a timeout. LSU takes one here with a little less than half a minute to play, leading 66-60. We came on talking about LSU's powerhouse offense. It has been one of the great offenses in the country at 87 points a game to 66 today. Look at how what a big difference it is in the paint for them today. The turnovers have just been off the charts today.
And not in a good way. And listen, you can't ever get any momentum going when you're turning the ball over the way LSU did today. And that's a big reason that they're only sitting at 66 points. The other reason, this is a Rice team who hangs their hat on defense. Their goal is to hold every team under 60. Obviously didn't do that against a really good offense in LSU. And now for LSU, this is basically get the ball inbound and try to play keep away because Rice has to foul.
Topola at midcourt. And then finally a foul. She's one of the better foul shooters on the floor. 85%. And so the junior from Melbourne, Australia, who had to watch the SEC championship game from the team hotel after a concussion in the semifinals, has fully recovered. LSU 19 for 28 at the line. Rice 6 for 8. And she makes them. And now Rice taking a timeout. And this is a 68-60 LSU.
If I'm Rice, as well as I've shot the three today, I don't normally say go for the three, but go for the three, and then you got to crash hard. And if you don't get the shot, you got to foul immediately. You're just trying to extend this game at this point. And Dave, I want to go back to last year, Polo, real quickly. We've done a lot of games at LSU over the years under Kim Mulkey. The ovation last year Polo got today rivals Kim Mulkey's entrance into this arena every time. That's how much these fans appreciated her presence on the floor here today.
Well, you know, we made the point at the time. It's just another example of how appreciative the fans here are in Baton Rouge for this LSU Tiger team. They're incredibly popular, and they follow the team so closely. They're so locked in to the rhythms of the team. Jackson with it. Hands off for Klazek. Got to get a shot in the air.
Nice switch out.
The handoff, the three-point threat will not get it. Adams went up, had it denied, taken away by Van Liff. And now they're going to try and stop the clock, and they finally do at 7.9 and leading by 8 points.
If you want to make another run, you got to play with defense, and that was really good defense by LSU, switching all the screens and taking away clean looks.
Well, you've got to give Rice all the credit in the world for the fight they put up in this one as a 14 seed. It's rare that you see that kind of a contest from, you know, a 14 seed against a number 3. But as you've spoken about it today, I think you really hit it. The way this tournament has grown up, you're going to see a lot more games like this. You know, between your 14 and your 3. Destiny Jackson, their only senior, so Rice is going to have a really good team coming back next year. 10-point lead with 7.9 to go and another timeout. The LSU faithful can start their celebration here. As the Tigers shook off a lot of rust. Well, they did have Angel Reese crash in the glass. So look at today's Capital One rewarding performance.
Angel Reese gives you a lot of opportunity for points because she extends plays with not only her offensive rebounding, but with her defense. And time again, she cleaned up the misses of Rice and allowed LSU to try to get out and run and get some easy looks. 19
rebounds. So she was tremendous on the glass, as she often is. She averages 13 rebounds a game and 19 points. So not a big scoring game, only the one field goal. The rest at the line as far as the point total, but 19 rebounds and 6 offensive boards. And they really needed her performance today.
Absolutely. And this is where I see the growth of Angel Reese. I think a year ago, the lack of point production might have frustrated her. She just kept contributing to her team in other ways, on the glass, with the defense.
So the SEC Player of the Year showing up on the backboards today in a big way. Klazek will loft one up from short range. That won't fall. Final seconds here. 3.1. And this big crowd at Pete Maravich Assembly Center about to celebrate a round 1 victory that was quite a fight. Not many expected it. LSU wins by 10, 70-60, overcoming a ton of turnovers today and shaking off the rust. That's certainly the hope of Kim Mulkey as they move into round 2 of the NCAA tournament.
Hey, it's March. At this point in the year, all you want to do is survive and advance, and in a lot of ways, that's what LSU had to do today. Wasn't pretty, wasn't perfect, but they got the W.
So the reigning champions take a step in the right direction toward repeating, trying to be the first repeat champion since UConn won 3 in a row in 2014, 15, and 16. And today, in front of a great crowd here in Baton Rouge, they win it. LSU moving on, and they'll take on Middle Tennessee, which has won 20 consecutive games, and in a thriller earlier today defeated the number 6 seed Louisville 71-69. We look forward to Sunday afternoon. So there's your final. LSU 70 and Rice 60. For Christy Thomas Cuddy and our crew, I'm Dave O'Brien. Thanks so much for joining us here in Baton Rouge today. Time now for Sports Center. Kevin Agandi.